NJ2US, WA1STU, you aboard?
Hello, John, NJ2US. I'm here and ready to go.
Oh my, you scared the daylights out of me. It sounds like you're sitting beside me.
Oh, for all intents and purposes, the band is doing great, so this is a shock for everybody. We don't know how to behave on days like this.
Yeah, go figure, NJ2US. I'm putting you in the log. You'll be my number 32. And have a great net, and thanks for doing what you do. Over.
Yeah, you bet, John. And thank you. Your signal's extraordinary today. 5.9 plus. Everybody's very good. Harvey and the mobile was Q5 copy here in Cape May. John, have a great day. Thank you.
You have a good one, too. 7-3. WA1STU clear.
Hey, this is the East Coast Amateur Radio Service, top of the hour. My call is November Juliet 2 Uniform Sierra, Jeff, Juliet Echo, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. I'm located in Cape May County, deep in the Pine Barrens of South Jersey, running about 1,400 watts peak envelope power. The transmit antenna is a 600-foot horizontal loop. It's up about 65 feet. The rig in Apache Lab 7000, running Thetis software. Latest in SDR technology. So this morning is a very special day for several reasons. Of course, not the least of which is it is Memorial Day weekend. And we all need to pause and remember those who gave all. And this is a particularly difficult time for the East Coast Amateur Radio Service, and a special announcement here. If you go to my webpage, nj2us.net, find several interesting things on there, including the live streams, which ECARS streams 24/7, even though the net's only here in the morning. The live stream runs all day. So if you want to see what your signal sounds like at night, you can pop in on the live stream, nj2us.net. You can choose between either the YouTube, where you can play back old QSOs, or go to the low latency stream to see what your signal looks like in real time with latencies generally less than 1/2 second. Which is pretty good. Depends how far you are from our servers near New York. On the NJ2US website, though, there's a very special announcement today. And this is going to be a very difficult time for me, so I hope everybody bears with me. And I know there's a few of the other fellows on here that are going to feel the same way. Memorial Day weekend, of course, a time to remember, but something incredibly sad happened the weekend of Hamvention at Dayton, Ohio, at Dayton/Xenia. Something very, very sad. We were all really cut down and devastated by it. It was certainly a gut punch for the East Coast Amateur Radio Service, and I'm just so sad to announce that we lost Rob, Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima, KC8SDL. Rob, many of you know him, perhaps some of you don't. His ECARS number was 8453. Rob made it to Hamvention this year. He visited with us in the booth. We were in booth 5210, and thank you to all the ECARS members and friends who stopped by to say hello. I was there with Jim, Kilo Echo 8 Lima Delta Bravo, Jim, KA1MQ, Vic, WA4THR was there, Bob, N4HCI. We had a full complement of ECARS members and board members and presidents and general chief cooks and bottle washers. Just an incredibly great weekend, and a fellow that had really endeavored to make it to Hamvention, to shake some hands and have that eyeball QSO was Rob, KC8SDL. And again, I'll point you, if you're near your phone, if you're near your desktop, you're near a laptop, plug in nj2us.net. At the top of my page, I've posted just a very brief memorial with a couple pictures, images that thankfully we captured of Rob. He's in the wheelchair. We captured that on Friday and Saturday. He spent a lot of his time in the ECARS booth with us and just greeted all the members that stopped by to say hello. So imagine the grief that we felt when I was notified Monday evening that Rob had passed away on the 19th. After briefly returning home from Hamvention. I can't imagine, kind of mixed emotions about this. Rob was truly excited. Rob had tears in his eyes every time he met another ECARS member as they came through the booth. He's a truly unique individual. Those that have had the chance to work him here on ECARS, very few hams have the enthusiasm that Rob had for amateur radio. It was a particular challenge for him for some technical reasons. He had some issues from an administrative standpoint with the FCC. Those issues were in the process of being ironed out. Many may have noticed that if you ran his call sign through QRZ, it shows that his license is expired. And we worked very closely with Rob and some friends at the FCC to try to see if we could fast track, which is virtually impossible. But we wanted to make sure that everybody was playing by the rules. And there was a lot of discussion about Rob's expired license. I want to spend a lot of time dwelling on that because obviously it's so very moot now. But we all agreed that Rob's authority to operate continued because he had got his application in on time, and the FCC acknowledged that he has a pending application and that his authority to operate continued until any official action from the FCC. So kind of a long story short, he was legitimate. He regularly checked in here on ECARS. We lost Rob on the 19th of May as he returned home from Hamvention. And again, NJ2US.net, pop that up. You'll see a couple pictures that I just put up there. A brief memorial to Rob, KC8, Sierra Delta Lima. If you know, you know. Most of you have heard him. He's has been checking in here. Rob, he when he passed away, he was family by his side. Rob was just 63 years old, a youngster, 63 years old. And while he was at Hamvention, I had the opportunity to pick up his phone and chat with his wife, Beth. Beth was certainly concerned about Rob's well-being there, and we assured Beth that Rob was being very well taken care of. And there's another person that needs mentioning here, and I want to call out a special thank you to Ray. And he may or may not be listening. I don't know if he can check in. I'm talking about Ray, Kilo Echo 8, Echo Alpha Juliet. As you notice, Rob's in a wheelchair in the images you see at NJ2US.net. Rob, I can put it out no other than he's a guardian angel. He saw to Rob's well-being as they traveled to Xenia, arranged for the hotel, and Ray was at Rob's side virtually the entire time, wheeling him around in the wheelchair. I'm talking about Ray, Kilo Echo 8, Echo Alpha Juliet. Ray's from Saginaw, Michigan, and had befriended Rob and became his guardian angel, seeing to that he was getting around just fine. Those that don't know, Rob had a lot of passions in life, amateur radio not the least of which. He thoroughly enjoyed amateur radio, having gotten into it much later. But he was also very well known as a railroad buff. He was a retired electrician from the Great Lakes Central Railroad, a dedicated member of the Bay Area Amateur Radio Club, many years. And he took great pride in his collection of vintage radios. Of course, everybody remembers him checking in with his Hot Water 101, and he just recently obtained a Swan and also a Drake Sea Line he was attempting to get on the air. I have a lot of videos of Rob sharing another passion. He loves demonstrating steam-powered engines, and he would set them up at local community events, and just truly had a passion for it. But he really, really enjoyed amateur radio. So, again, it just bears repeating. We lost Rob. He passed, I guess, somewhat naturally. I wouldn't say that there was any traumatic event associated with this. Rob had been challenged by several health issues of late, and having showed up at Hamvention in a wheelchair with breathing oxygen. So we certainly felt that things were tentative for Rob, and he was encouraged by some of the most recent doctor comments that perhaps there was a path to recovery. But as heaven would tell us, tomorrow is certainly not promised. And God took Rob back on the 19th, just as he returned home from Hamvention. I don't mean to be repetitive here, but people are tuning in, just hearing this for the first time. So as many know, ECARS takes great pride in recognizing the membership of Rob, Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima, ECARS number 8453, Silent Key, as of May 19th, 2025. And in honor of Rob, it is customary in amateur radio and in many services, public service specifically, to celebrate a memory by the last call. The last call is well recognized as a way to personally reflect on the loss of somebody very important a dear friend, and this one particularly hitting hard because we all had the pleasure of shaking Rob's hand with that ultimate eyeball QSO at one of the biggest ham fests on the planet. So that was truly an event that will be remembered for a very long time. So please, frequency, keep the frequency clear, fellas. This is a broadcast generally with amateur radio content, so we're going to continue with that. So we'd appreciate everybody's patience. This is November Julia 2 Uniform Sierra, and I'm going to conduct a last call for Rob. And please, if you're listening, it is very important. It's very, very important to perhaps take a moment to reflect as we provide this last call for Rob. Please keep the frequency clear. I am not expecting any responses other than from Rob from beyond. And so just bear with me if you're not familiar with the last call. My best advice to you is just to remain QRT and until I officially regain control of the net, and we'll proceed from there. So in honor of Rob, Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima, ECARS member 8453, Silent Key, as of the day after Hamvention on May 19th, we lost Rob. Born 1961, died May 19, 2025 at the age of 63. From a natural cause. So, fellas, ladies, if you would bear with me, I'm going to last call Rob. May in your mind you hear Rob's voice come back to you from the great unknown. And in honor of his time he spent with his community, his family, and amateur radio, this is a last call for Rob. Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima. Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima. This is ECARS, November Julia 2, Uniform Sierra. Over.
Baba Booey.
Last call for Rob, Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima from ECARS, November Julia 2, Uniform Sierra. Over. Okay, nothing heard from Rob, Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima. God bless Rob, and thank you so much for great memories, and all the best, my Silent Key friend. And thank you so much for everything you contributed to ECARS. We're going to miss you. This one was a particularly difficult gut punch under the circumstances. So thank you, everybody, for participating in that. And let me just try to get Ray, to see if Ray was able to get on the air. Kilo Echo 8 Echo Alpha Juliet from NJ2US. Ray, did you get on the air? Okay, Ray, I have you about 4x4 here in New Jersey. How copy me? Over. Ray, my pleasure, and you can certainly play this back. If you go to the webpage, nj2us.net, if you missed that in the beginning, I have a memorial there for Rob at the top of my page, but that's the page where you would normally go for the live stream. And the YouTube stream on there, you can select the YouTube stream. You can play back the entire event from the top of the hour at 10 o'clock, and it can be replayed and captured and copied off. If you'd like to send that to family or friends or to the club or anybody else that might be interested. But I'm hearing you quite well. Q4 copy. Not the strongest signal, and I think you said you were just going to try to scramble something together to get on the air. What did you finally put together there? Okay, very good. Well, it's working quite well. You're listening on the SDR, so that's fine. Ray, thank you so much. And again, from ECARS, thank you so much for guiding Rob along at Hamvention. That was quite a dedicated thing, and I'll tell you what, hand salute. We tip our hats to you, Ray, for taking that time. Could you tell us how you met Rob?
Yeah, so I actually met Rob through the Bay Area Amateur Radio Club. He was club president for a little while. I took it on for a little while during those COVID years that we had, sort of get the club going. But, Rob ended up being one of my fast and immediate friends in the club. We just sort of hit it off. We had similar interests. We had, he had a really interesting background, and I was just willing to talk to him. I was coming in with a bit of digital electronic knowledge and really just synchronized, and it was an absolutely wonderful experience knowing him as a person, as a friend. And I was very honored to be able to take him to Hamvention and help him out with all his projects. Sometimes you just meet someone and you're going to be together for as long as that happens.
Ray, thank you so much for that summary of knowing Rob from the club and just hitting it off with him, and then being there as a true buddy, a true brother, assisting him along the way, and just making sure that he enjoyed visiting Hamvention. I'm pretty sure that was the first time he ever attended Hamvention. And I guess, a sad event it is. I guess there are worse ways to go, but having fun, meeting a whole new group of friends that you only need their voice in it, to shake hands in person and have a good friend like you, Ray, there with him at his side was truly a remarkable event, and we appreciate it. So thank you very much, Ray, and we hope to hear you on ECARS as often as you can. Over.
Season you.
Okay, thank you so very much, Ray. And listen, no worries. You accidentally bumped down 1/2 kilohertz down to 7254.5. But those of us who are listening simply bounced our VFOs down 1/2 kilohertz and copied all. We are now back on 7255. Ray, again, thank you for everything. Kilo Echo 8 Echo Alpha Juliet, November Juliet 2 Uniform Sierra. This is ECARS. We just conducted a last call ceremony for Rob, Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima, ECARS number 8453. Now a silent key. Lost Rob on the day after him returning from Hamvention, where we all had a chance to shake his hand. So very sorry for that. We're going to continue on now with the East Coast Amateur Radio Service. It's a regular day. This is not a roll call day or anything like that. So what I'd like to do is I did hear Jim in there real quick. Jim, I know you're like me, brother. You maybe not hear it in my voice, but I was choked up on that because of just having spent that time with Rob. So recent to his passing. KA1MQ, NJ2US?
Well, I've met Rob in person, been to his ham shack, as many know that, and I did have the honor and privilege of picking up a piece of equipment and delivering it over to George, GWM, over on the other side of Pennsylvania from where I usually hang my hat. And that was quite an honor and a privilege to manage to have the ability to do that for Rob. We went out for breakfast, had a breakfast together, and his love for older gasoline engines and the engines that he had there, and his videos that he'd send me of his demonstrations were always fascinating to me.
partake in that hobby, but I love old engines of any kind. Actually, I love anything that's mechanical, so that to me is just an amazing thing. Let's see, what else? Rob's passing reminded me of a very good friend that I lost several years ago. That he was a big car guy, bigger than I am, and worked in the industry of car customization for, I don't know, 50. Yeah, let's see, how old was Bob? He wasn't that old, so probably 45 years or so in car customization, interiors and the like. And he went to one of the meccas of old car guys, which is down to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and I didn't attend that one with him. I had to attend previous ones, and he did not manage to return home. But he was doing what he enjoyed most in life, and that was what Rob's last days was doing something he really, really enjoyed, and I know that. All right, enough of that. Back to you, Jeff. Great signal. I couldn't hear Ray, unfortunately. Sure hope that I manage to talk to Ray soon. Ray is obviously a very, very, very good friend of Rob's, and I hope we continue to hear from him. Back to you, Jeff. NJ2USK1M2.
Thank you so very much, Jim. Great comments, and yeah, thanks to Ray as well for everything he did, and just very well put, Jim. Thank you so much. Jim's our net manager, a lifetime member of ECARS, of course, a member of our board of directors forever. And Jim and I are I don't know, I think you could call us Hamfest buddies, Jim, because I've met you at all the biggies, including we've shook hands and shared time at Huntsville, Orlando, Hamvention in Dayton, and it's just been real fun. Thank you for being a good friend, Jim, and thank you for guarding 7255 during the silent key last call. And we'll say 73 to Jim. Thank you. Again, this is ECARS, and what I'm going to do now, and I suspect a big pile up here. So I'm rather than break it down my call district, we're going to kind of make this a free-for-all. If you have a chance of getting in here, here's your best chance. Your full call sign phonetically, say it one time, and say it normal speaking speed. Please don't drag it out, because the longer you drag it out, you're going to cover somebody up. And we're just going to have at it. We move pretty quickly here, and let's see what this pile looks like, and I'll try to pick out as many calls as I can. This is the East Coast Amateur Radio Service. All are welcome here. No membership required. If you'd like to check in, please call November Julia 2, Uniform Sierra.
November 3, November 4, November 2, Fox Radio Yankee, N2 Echo 3, November Echo Julia, Fox Radio Yankee, N2 FRY, Central New York.